As newspapers lay off employees, many consumers believe they are not receiving the same quality of news they once were. This has caused a shift in the way citizens are getting national and local news. For more on this story, field reporter Julia Dembowski is in Center City.
With newspapers falling out of favor, many Philadelphians turn to social media and technology as their primary news outlets.
According to the Pew Center for Research, currently 41% of Americans say they get most of their news from the internet. For many Philadelphians, their busy schedules factor into where they get their news.
Work long hours and every day, so if it's like streaming, I can catch it when I'm like having a beer unwinding at the bar, or like social media, I catch a lot of it from there.
Whatever pops up, I don't really watch the news because I'm always on the go, so I don't really have time to sit down and watch TV, to get the news.
66% of Americans say television is their main source of news, but that number is down from 74% from 2010.
I generally watch Channel 6 News for all my news outlet.
Mostly Facebook and Twitter. I don't really watch TV to get news.
Usually social media and a little bit of like news if it's like CNN on the TV.
With the growth of news sources online, many people are turning to such sites rather than subscribing to daily papers or watching the evening news.
I primarily get my news from CNN.com, which I receive off of my mobile device.
Like if I'm in like a cafe or an airport, I'll pick up a newspaper, but I don't subscribe to one.
Along with televised news broadcasts, social media has become a popular alternative for many people looking to stay informed. Although many people get their news from social media, accountability becomes a question.
I get articles and things, but not necessarily news like you would like from Channel 6.
It depends on the website. Traditionally, I'll go to CNN.com or Time Magazine, and which are very very trusted websites. Things I hear from different editorial sites I might not necessarily believe, but I'll do the research if I'm a skeptic.
It is no secret that the newspaper industry is declining, but citizens are not fazed by the transition to online news outlets.
I guess because I just think it's a thing of the past, really. I think print media is getting pretty close to being a thing of the past. We have, all other kinds of outlets on the internet and computers, so.
I think it's just a different way of receiving news. I mean, obviously older people are going to use the newspaper, but I think for our generation, we're just going to adapt to internet because that's how we were brought up, I guess.
Especially with the amount of paper that's being used, obviously, people would prefer to, save the rainforest, not use as much like snail mail when you have the technology at your fingertips. It makes more sense.
This is Julia Dembowski for Group 6, Lab 1 in Center City.